Hi, hello. I wasn't gonna do another wikathon vlog because I'm failing at wikathon. I'm failing at reading as a whole, but I signed up to do wikathon and I'm kind of failing at it. But last night I read Blackbird Fly by Erin and Kelly, and I need to talk about it. So I guess here we are, another vlog. Blackbird Fly is about Apple. Ito ang pangalan. Apple Yenko and her mom. They moved to the US when she was 4. They live in Louisiana, and this just follows her. She's 12, so is that like middle school? I think so. Middle school, grappling with being different, with friends, friends that betray you who aren't really friends, and then her wanting to be a musician, wanting to play guitar. This is a debut novel, which I didn't know until after reading it, and afterwards I was just like, wow, debut novel, and surely went there. Because from the very beginning, it was pretty like just straight up racism. Apple went to her friend's house, and there were other people there as well. There were boys there, and one of the boys made a comment about her eating dogs. Chinese people eating dogs. But then her friends were like, she's not even Chinese. And the boy was like, doesn't matter. It's all the same. They all eat dogs. And when I read that, I was startled. And I also felt like that flush of embarrassment as if I was the one being told that I ate dogs. Because, one, you know, it's a startling thing to read someone say about someone else, but I know that it happens in real life, and whenever I encounter stuff like that, I empathize with people even though that's never been said to me. And like in real life, it's not just little kids saying it, it's adults saying it to other adults. I'm just like, wow, she really went there. And it's just like it's not even microaggressions. This group of boys throughout the book literally bark at Apple whenever they see her at school. The bullying in this was kind of unbearable. Like, I felt so bad for Apple, but I guess it was a good way to show contrast between like Apple's more like self-awareness and her character growth, because like her friends end up turning their back on her and end up bullying her, and Apple befriends one of the people they used to bully. And there was a part where she was like, wow, I used to be on the other side, and even though I wasn't mean and I didn't bully people, I stood there while I let my friends bully people, and that's just as bad if not worse. There's also like character growth with how she treats her mom, because her mom, she's always been embarrassed about her mom because she still cooks Filipino food, and her mom's English isn't perfect. And there was one scene they were gonna order pizza, and then her mom was like, Apple, you talk to the pizza person. And so when Apple gets the phone, she could hear the person on the other side of the phone like, can I get someone who speaks English? Can you speak English before you come to this country? And so Apple looks over to her mom, and her mom is smiling, but like she could tell that smile is like the type of smile that people have when they're hurt or when they're saying they're fine, but they're not really fine. And so she realizes that, like, even though her mom, all the times that she's complained to her mom about, like, not having good English, about eating Filipino food instead of normal food, she was actually hurt. And so Apple goes back to the phone. She was like, she was speaking English. Maybe you just weren't listening, you bitch. And then she didn't, that's not what she said. She's 12. She didn't curse. She didn't curse at the pizza person. So that's character growth. She also hung up and was like, we don't need to eat pizza. We can just eat what we have at home. Another sign of character growth, because like I said, she was complaining to her mom about cooking Filipino food, and she wants to eat normal food like pizza. I think that night they had pancit or something. A character I really liked was Evan. My hand looks broken pressed up against my hand. Okay. Another character I really liked was Evan Temple. He was another great way to show the difference between like real friends. He a precious little bean. He's so supportive of Apple and her wanting to play the guitar. And like at the end when she performed in front of their group, great. Great. I love him. Also, he's just funny. Like he made jokes throughout the thing and they were funny, but they were funny, but I still laughed out loud. One of the things that I really liked that he said was he's new kid, so he also gets bullied. But then he told Apples like the difference between you and me and like how we I don't know, react to the bullies is that I don't listen to them because I know what they're saying about me isn't true, but you think that they're right. And I love that. There's a lot of things about this that I just love. And it's important for middle school kids to learn. Once again, the family's Bisaya. They're from Cebu. Or I don't know if they are from Cebu, but it says they speak Cebuano, even though at one point the mom was like, sos nako, which is more of a Tagalog phrase. And then at the end, she has a cassette tape that used to belong to her dad, and it says sa akin, which is Tagalog. So, not that it matters. This is just little details that that I noticed. But yes, this was all over the place. Just like it's on brand. All my videos are all over the place. But yes, Erin and Entrada Kelly once again did it. So I've checked out the rest of her books that I haven't read yet. So I'm gonna read those. Welcome to another wikathon vlog. Okay, so I decided to read The Land of Forgotten Girls by Erin and Kelly. And there's a character here, she's an albino. And then our main character, Soledad, like bullies her. Her and her friend Manny call her Casper. And just now, they threw an acorn at her. And she's bleeding. And I'm just like, what is our main character a bully? After the other books that I read of Erin Kelly, where our main character deals with bullies, is this what we're working with here? Alright, I just read further. It turns out the girl that they threw the acorn at, she had to get 4 stitches from an acorn, though. Must have been a massive acorn, because 4 stitches.
sama sa.
I don't know what that is.
Po na siya, oy.
Ha?
Nailunggo.
Daw usa ka butang utaw nga moabot muusab og dayon mo biya. Sus ko na pas beya diri gidukol na sad ko sa akong hugot lines. Maayong gabi ingon sa lalaki dayong lingkod duol sa talad nga gitambayan nako sa gawas sa lawak. Ipeya.
Room. Lawak is na room.
So masama so this is long. Yeah, those are short stories. Just do the poetry. Kasayuran o Borloloy ni Efmer E. Agustin. Bang. Hoy, naman sa mata!
And these poems are these stories.
No, these are short stories.
Short stories.
But do you understand why he's saying bow?
Bow?
Yeah. Banatang makabayan. No, because they used to do like monologues for like school presentations.
What?
And kids would be like,
monologue?
in the at Cittadini.
It's like a speech thing.
It's a monologue. They'd be like blah 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 blah. Bow. And then you continue with your monologue.
What's agulo? Agulo?
Agulo.
Agulo!
Agulo means moan. Naroon mo.
Oh no, that's scary. Something just one. Oh, absolutely not.
No, oh, you should read that.
O cruz.
Oh no.
Ni Jezreel, and this is very short. Let me see.
You know what I should read? Para sa hopeless romantic. That's even harder.
These are long.
Just stick with the poetry. We can try and translate those.
I like this.
It's just a picture.
Mga balak. Balak.
Balak.
Balak. Balak.
I like this. I've read that one. Basta ka.
What's sayal? Sayal ni J. Marie Magdadaro. Hanapin mo ko. Magdaro siya. Kani adto dili ko ganahan magsayal kay lagi hasol. Magutaw pa unya bisan magsapaw na og shorts kinahanglan gihapong manapo. Apan ni adto nagka-classmates ta nausag akong paglantaw sa pagsul-og. Kaysa saya dili makitan ang mga suwat nga akong gitaguan alang kanimo dili mahibaw-an nga
Isn't that so deep?
Ay sa
Couldn't she just have said
sounded alang kanatong duha. That in the church.
Can
Alang kanatong duha.
Couldn't she just have said Gika Limo?
I didn't understand.
It's letters from you, but like
Og labaw sa tanan dili mahibaw-an nga uyab na ta tungod sa mga sayal ang gisul-ob natong duha. Oh, kini nga balak napatik. Napatik. What's that mean?
Printed or written?
published probably.
Xerox.
Sa Bisaya, magasin. I was like, mag-asin! Miadtong,
Is that proper? Miadtong?
15.
Kaniadto ba? Kaniadto.
What?
What's 15?
Not right. You said
Kinsi?
Miadtong 15 Hunyo, how do you say 2016? 2016.
2016. How do you say I in like proper like Messiah I? Like if you
It
say
depends.
I am going blah 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 or I am doing blah blah blah,
Cool.
right? Because it was like
So, it's been a few days since the last clip. I think the last clip you saw was my sister reading in the dark. But I have read some books since then. I finished some books. The first book that I finished was Land of Forgotten Girls by Erin and Entrada. This one was, so it's about two sisters. They moved to the US with their dad and their stepmom, and then their dad had a family emergency. He went back to the Philippines, and he just didn't come back to the US. I don't remember how long it's been, but it's been some time. So they've just been with their stepmom, who is just not a good person. And this, because of their living conditions, their little sister starts to like act as if she's in correspondence with their aunt that their mom used to tell them about, Auntie Jove. But this aunt doesn't exist, and so Soledad is trying to like protect her little sister, essentially from like disappointment for this aunt that's not gonna show up. And this book was okay. I don't know what else to say about it. I think I just wanted, sorry if I just keep messing with my hair, it's just too long. I don't know what to do with it. I think I just went into this book expecting to be like heartbroken, because just from the premise, like, they got left behind by their dad, they're living with their stepmom. I thought it was just gonna be more. That's it. I was just expecting more. Second book is 500 Words or Less by Julie Del Rosario. This is about Nick Chen, right? Yes, Nick Chen. She's a good writer, so she ends up charging the people at her school a lot of money so she can write the entrance college essays. And this is written in verse. This is my first time reading a novel in verse, and I'm not a big fan. It's not so much that it's verse, because I like poetry, so I can read that just fine, but it's the fact that it's a novel in verse. You know? Because I enjoyed the story, and there are parts in here that are like written in actual prose. Hello. Just like a few pages, and I enjoyed those the most because these are the essays. So I just feel like if this was written in regular prose, I would have enjoyed the story a lot more. I gave it 4 stars though, which is still pretty good. Not that my ratings mean anything. For my ratings, I really just go with feelings. So 500 Words or Less, I enjoyed it. Would have liked it more if it was written in a different way. Next book was, what was the next book? It was another ebook. You Go First by Erin and Kelly. I told y'all I was gonna make my way through all of their books. This one is about, I don't even remember their names. Alright, so it's about these 2 middle school kids, Charlotte and Ben. One of them lives in Philadelphia, one of them lives in Louisiana. Both going through their own hardships with their families, parents getting divorced, family illnesses. Then, middle school's hard. Other kids are terrible. And then they know each other from an online Scrabble game, which is precious. And so they know each other, they have each other's numbers, and they text and they call. And the whole book is just about their friendship. And I think in the front of the book, it even says, one friend can make the difference. So it's about, even if you feel alone, you're not actually alone. Somebody out there will listen to you. But I just wasn't convinced. I don't know if convinced is the right word. But, this friendship, I don't know. The fact that this book is about, friendship, I didn't really feel it. It felt more just like a casual correspondence rather than a meaningful friendship. I think just like with the other one, I was just expecting more. Erin and Kelly, I appreciate all that she does and all of her books for what they are, for the representation that they give. But these last two are just... maybe I just hyped her up too much in my brain. Maybe that's it. And now, the book that I'm currently reading, another ebook. I'm an ebook person now, apparently, because I've only read 2 physical books. The book that I'm reading now is Tall Story by Candy Gurley. This is about Andy. She lives in the UK with her mom and dad, and her half-brother has been living in the Philippines this whole time, and he is finally approved to come live in the UK. And once she sees him in the airport, she sees that he is very tall. I think they said 8 feet. So yes, that's the whole premise of it. But I think it's a little bit magical because there's mentions of... so the brother's name is Bernardo, and then there's mentions like the people in his town compare him to, or they say that he's like a reincarnation of Bernardo Carpio, the giant in like the legends and stuff. So I think that's gonna play a part into it. I haven't gone very far, but I think it might be a little whimsical in that element. So I've decided that this is gonna be my last wikathon vlog, just because classes start next week and I probably won't be doing a lot of reading, but I decided that it would be symbolic if I started my wikathon experience and ended it with the same book. This book is so pretty. Like, how dare I not like this? See, I actually got pretty far. 150 pages. I can't tell you what happened in those 150 pages. Aside from the fact that she resurrected her brother went with her to go away with the witch. That's all I remember. There was a royal family. There was a prince. Is the prince the love interest? I was told that there is a romance in this, but I have to wait till the 2nd and 3rd. But honestly, that was enough to try and get me back into this. So here we are. After I finish Tall Story, I will read The Bone Witch.